All right. Hey, everybody. Last video today for me, probably for you too, because I think this is the last one on this email going out. A couple of deals I have. And I got my headphones on so I can hear myself. Even though they look kind of goofy, they sound great. So this is going to be another walkthrough of a new deal. It's 455 half Locust Avenue over in Burlington, New Jersey. And I'm going to go through the deal analyzer for this one as well. This is a buy and hold for long term, already has a tenant that is paying and producing. So there's no rehab, right? Unless they move out, you want to fix something. There's no time waiting for a tenant. You buy it day one, it produces day one. And they've been there for a while. There's a 1 year lease on it. It's got like 5 or 6 months left on it, and they want to stay. So let me share my screen with you. And again, the reason I go over these deal analyzers is because when I send out my marketing, my emails, I like to put what the net returns are going to be, whether it be a fix and flip or a buy and hold. Like, I want to know what I'm putting in my pocket after this thing is done. If I'm fixing and flipping and it's a $50,000 net profit, I want to know that because that's what I eat off of, right? That's going to pay my bills. That's going to pay my lifestyle, my vacation, a car pay, whatever that is. ROIs for me personally are great, but I don't focus on them as much for myself. When it comes to rent rolls, the gross number in anything to me is just that. It's a gross number. I want to know what the net is. What am I putting in my pocket that I could pay for stuff with at the end of the day? So this is one of those sexy BRRR, right? Those BRR, perfect for buy, rehab, rent, and then refinance the property out, keep the property, put lower interest long-term financing in place, and make $529 a month for the rest of your life. This is practically a free house by the time you're done. It'll take you 6 months of pushing paperwork around and waiting to get a free house that produces over $500 a month for. In New Jersey, Texas are actually pretty low, which is actually kind of good. And I'll go through the math with you. This is what this one's going to look like. So if you see it up here, this is the one. If you're watching this video, then chances are I either sent this to you personally or you click this nice picture of the lady that says click here. Okay, and there's a few emails out there that I have. If you click that, it's a button to a video for that link. And you're watching this video. So this one pretty much cash flows net at the end of the day, $529 a month. ARV is 145. It does not need repairs because again, it already has a tenant that is rented and producing, and you can buy it from me for $105,000. It's a nice big 1,450 square foot, 4 beds, 1 bath in Burlington, and it's already rented and they want to stay, and it's rented for $1,600 a month currently. Oh, and by the way, they pay everything, all utilities and the water bill. The only thing you pay are your taxes and your insurance on this. So that's why this one's a little bit higher than some others. What the hell's going on out there? It's like a one-man band. This one's a little bit higher on a net because the tenant does pay everything. The only thing you're covering is your taxes, insurance, and cost of money on it. So this video, I'm going to go over this deal analyzer, which is this. And because I get a lot of questions like, how do you come to that number? It's easy. I'm going to go through it now with you. So this is the software I use. You could use any software you want. If you watch the other 2 videos from earlier today, I say the same thing. The software does not replace you, and it does not replace the brain and the experience or the training that you have. Okay? It does not replace, I'll say it again, the brain that you have in between your ears. This software by itself is only as good as what you put into it. Okay? So if you put in poo-poo, you get out poo-poo, and you go broke and you go out of business or you don't buy anything ever again. So every deal I ever analyze starts with a piece of paper and a pen. That's it. Then if I like it, I go a little bit further. If I'm ready to either put it down for myself or analyze it a little further after that, I put it into a software. But you don't need a software. It's pretty. It's fancy. So that being said, let's get into this one. So this one, you buy it from me at $105,000. I'm wholesaling this deal. So you will be the end buyer. Whether you pay cash, hard money, lines of credit. I always analyze my deals the same way as if I am buying it with hard money because that is the most common access to financing for investors out there, right? Everybody says they're a cash buyer. Most are not cash buyer. I say I'm a cash buyer. I don't use any of my own money. I use other people's money, whether it be hard money, lines of credit. I use a lot of private money, regular people, regular investors that want to invest in real estate, not do all the shit that I do, right? Or they don't want to do as much volume. They only want one or two, where they have some retirement money. They can put it into a property, and it's either for a fix and flip. They get their money back when I sell, which is usually less than a year, or a buy and hold for longer term, and then they usually like a monthly payment, right? Things like that. So that's how I do a lot of my deals, is private money. But I do use hard money. I just got off the phone with Simon, one of my hard money lenders, on a deal that I'm buying next month. And I'm going to use some hard money and some private money and get the deal done. So they do have their place. And 99% of the people out there that are investors that are buying are using some sort of sourcing their money, and it has a cost to it. I use hard money because it's the most popular. So enter your closing costs in it. So closing costs in this one, how it breaks out is basically what you're going to pay down at the table. So if you have hard money, it's going to be your points. It's going to be your attorney, your title insurance, and your first quarter taxes. First quarter taxes on this, I have to double check. I don't know who that is. That is the third video I've shot today. And each time I'm on one of these, somebody calls, which means it's a good day. I sent out a couple deals. So everything you hear dinging, just ignore it. Those are people that are super excited and they want to ask me some questions about how to buy a house or one of these deals. So I'm not mad. It is the business. So your closing cost is that. And then the taxes on this, operating expenses. Taxes on this are $3,527 a month annually. I'm sorry, annually. $3,527 right here. And that was for 2020. So they might go up a couple bucks, right? And your insurance, I put it at $980 for the year. It might fluctuate a little bit. I think I got a policy for a 2-family for about $925. And then the 3-unit was about $1,100 and change. Okay, so it's going to fluctuate based on you and the property and the location and the age, but this is a good number for the 2-family here. Or I'm sorry, the single unit here. My 2-unit was a little bit older and needed work. So I got a lower insurance policy, and I put the work into it. So if you buy from me at 105, you're going to have closing costs. It's those costs of doing a deal when you buy it. Your holding costs in this is going to be zero because it's rented and it cash flows. So holding costs would usually be your payment throughout the course of the project. This has zero. However, taxes and insurance do go on your expenses. Okay, so it goes into the expenses, but it's not a holding cost. They pay all the utilities plus the water. They pay their $1,600. You pay your taxes and insurance, which is in the expense portion of it, but it's not a holding cost, monthly holding cost, okay? Rehab doesn't need anything. They live there, they like it, they want to stay, period. No need to fix anything, right? You're going to get financing. And again, I go back to hard money and then refinance out. They got some good programs now. They'll probably give you 80%. They'll probably charge you about 2 points, which means 80% they'll finance, which means you need to bring the other 20%. So anybody that's buying deals, right, you have to have some skin in the game. That 20% is what you put into the deal. Could be your money, could be a line of credit, could be a private lender's money, but they won't do 100%. If you have a hard money lender that'll do 100%, then you're gonna factor that math in. Good for you. Do more deals. That's the answer. Do more deals, right? But 80% is financing that they'll put down based on the purchase price and repair. So that's what this is here. They're probably going to charge points. They always do. It's usually 2 to 4. 2's pretty generic. Some will do 3. It depends on you actually and your relationship with them. Okay, and then you're going to have additional costs to do a hard money loan. I usually just put it as an extra point. It usually covers about 99% of the stuff that they're going to do. So what is that? It's probably their attorney costs to come and review the paperwork. They're going to have some processing fees, things like that, fees that add up. Call them whatever you want. It's the cost of doing business, but you have to account for it. And I do when I do my deal, because I want my net to be a conservative net. At worst case scenario, if I fuck it up, I'll make $500 a month. If I do really well, I'll make $625, right? If I get good rates and, I can trim it up and do all that. But if I screw it up, I still want to know, hey, look, I'm not going to be in the red. I could actually pay a bill with this money, right? Interest rate, 10%. That's going to fluctuate 10 to 14, depending on you, right? You got a good relationship, might be like 9, so 10, 11. If you're up at like 14, probably want to work on that relationship a little bit. But you're going to pay it up front most of the time. You're going to have interest payments during the rehab, and then you're going to do no back end split with the lender, right? I don't split profits. They're getting the interest rates and points. So that's this part here. So the good part is this is a no-brainer for a hard money lender because there's no risk of repairs, right? It's a producing, functioning property that they can refinance out pretty easily, right? It's a no-brainer. It produces, and you got some equity. I'm not going to talk about comps. Again, that's always a separate video, and that's always a coaching training video. But on the email, there are comps here, right? Very similar. So if you buy it at 145, I put it here. It's really funky with the software, and this is just learning the tools that you have. Months to rent after rehab period is over is what it says here. But when you go to the valuation, it says months between purchase and refinance. So when you refinance it, usually the best rates, the best no doc that they're giving now are 6 months for the hard money lender to keep it all in line. Oh, here's the other thing. If you like this deal and you want to buy it from me, I'll give you my hard money lender that will do this deal for you. As long as you qualify. They're not going to give it to you if you have a 500 credit score and no money. But if you qualify for buying homes, you got 20% down, you got a 6, 7, 800 credit score, whatever it is, and you qualify, you can show all that stuff, and you take action, you buy this deal from me, I will give you that resource. Free for doing the deal. But you have to do this deal or one of the other ones that you saw. You must buy a deal from me. I'm not just going to give that out because that's kind of like a little privilege thing. But I reserve it for the people to take action. So months to rent, 6 months until you refinance out. That's usually the longest, the shortest amount of time that they want that money to kind of sit there and see them, so you can get like, no docs, or it's like a 2-pager. It's no docs. It's really nothing. It's actually pretty great. So capital needed, it filters down. Let's get to the actual good stuff. So operating income, it does rent right now for $1,600 a month. I put a 5% vacancy rate on there. I keep it pretty simple. That's just in case. Oh, by the way, that's if they stay. So if they stay for a year and you don't use the vacancy rate, you make a little bit more money. Management fee, I don't put a management fee on my stuff. I don't have a property manager. I handle them in-house with my team because I pay them, so they kind of are my property manager. And I do manage other properties for other investors too, but it depends on the investor, and it depends on the location. Okay. So there is that I sometimes will do for very few select people, but I do it. Your property taxes and insurance, and on this one, they pay everything else. So if you say, hey, look, I want to put $50 aside for repairs, which I think you should do, just as a nice thing. Okay, cool. Then we're going to put that in there. Boom, done. Okay, we're going to update that, right? You're going to come in and take a look at this. I personally, if it's rented and they like it, very little aside in the repair department. Worst case scenario, they punch a hole in something or there's a leak, handyman stuff probably. The good part is when their lease expires in 4 or 5 months and you want to re-up the lease, you could raise the rents by 3%. So right there, that'll cover any miscellaneous going forward. It'll give you an extra, $30, like $50 a month. You'll be up to like almost $1,650 right there. So this math still holds at that number. You are going to refinance the property out. I did 79% because I was kind of trying to see if I can get it where no money's tied up in the deal, right? So usually they'll do between 70 and 80% of the ARV, and average is like 4 to 6.5% interest. So I put 5, and then a 30-year term, and I put a cost to the refinance cost, right? So I put a percentage down. You're going to go over that with your lender, but you have to account for it somewhere. So put that in there, right? Don't say it's free because it's fucking not. I mean, it's not free to do this. So if you do that and you pull out as much capital as you possibly can, right? So you're going to pay off the hard money lender, or they'll pay themselves off actually. And then you will refinance, you'll be able to pull out $25,000 of your own money, and you'll have about $2,700 of your own money left in the deal that they won't be able to refinance you out for. If you put it at 80%, I think that goes away. It gets a lot lower. So I'm keeping it at 79. You'll have some equity in the deal, not a big problem, but you'll net cash flow after all your costs and making your monthly payment on a 5% interest. So if you get a better interest rate, good for you. A little bit worse, you're going to calculate that out. You'll make over $500 a month for the rest of your life. And you'll get your money back. So then I look at cash on cash. When you refinance, you have $2,700 left in the deal, right? So this cash on cash is based on a 1 year. So how long until you get your money back, all your money out of the deal, and then now you have a free house. You have nobody else's money left in the deal besides the debt with the mortgage company, and the tenant pays that. So you have your hard money or private money lender paid off, your lines of credit paid off, and you have all your capital you put down on the table, whether it be yours, private lenders, out. How long until all that's done? So you refinance in 6 months. You will have your money back out in what, 5 months? So in the course of a 12-month period, you can buy it, refinance it at 6 months, and by you hit the 12-month mark, you are 100% money out of the deal for the rest of your life. That's a free house. So this is a slam dunk. This doesn't get any easier. For no repairs. Not, hey, I got to build a new house to pull this shit off, or it needs $300,000 worth of renovations because you're buying a burned out shell. This is a ready to go, plug and play, purchase, collect your check. That's it. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to do marketing sheet hold. This is the same one. It is in your email, okay, that you saw. It's this one here. This one's it. It's 455 Half Locust Avenue in Burlington, New Jersey. It's a single family home with the tenant paying. If you like the deal, you want to buy it, you need pictures, you have a question for me about buying this deal, like what the process is, right? Like, how do I do it? Give me a call, shoot me a text, hit me up with an email. Text, they come right to me. So that's the number one thing that I will usually answer the fastest. However, it is first come, first serve. My number's at the bottom of every email I've ever put out, just about. So that is my personal cell phone. Hit me up on that. If you call and I don't pick up, the assistant will leave a message. If you don't leave a message, or I don't know who called and I have no number, I can't call you back. So you want to make sure you leave me those messages. Again, right here, there's my number. Boom, right there. Text it, call it, do all that fun stuff. And again, first come, first serve. So if I'm on the phone with somebody else, I'm going to give them the respect I would give you when I'm on the phone with you. But if you have questions on this deal, hit me up. If you have questions on how to become a private lender, I'm here for that too. I usually will partner with people on deals and for private lenders that just want to either park money and make great rate of return on very similar deals like this, and the ones that I actually buy and keep, or the ones I buy, fix, and flip. I have a couple I'm closing on right now, so hit me up. Let me know. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Do some deals. Bring me some deals or buy this one. All righty. Bye-bye.